Lovely. Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Antizo Designs. My name is Florence. In this video, I'll be sharing with you how I make a basic skirt pattern. So, if you're interested in seeing how I do that, please keep on watching. Thank you. So, first thing we're going to do is get the measurements that we need for the skirt. So, we're going to get the waist measurement, hip measurement, waist to hip measurement, waist to knee measurement. You can also get your waist to ankle and waist to floor measurement. That's depending on the length of the skirt that you need. So once you have that measurement down, we're good to go. So for me, my waist measurement is 29 inches. The hip is 37 inches. The waist to the hip is 8.5, but usually it's 8 inches, but this person is a bit longer or taller. And then the waist to knee is 23 inches, and her total length to the floor is 39 inches. All right, so let's start. So first I'm going to do is get my waist to knee length. So from the top line, I already have my top line and side lines. So this is where my center front of the skirt is going to be and the center back is going to be. So I'm going to get the length of my waist to hip. So mine is 8.5 inches. So I'm going to just measure 8.5 inches all the way. All right. So now I've gotten my waist to hip measurement. Now I'm going to get my waist to knee measurement, which is 23 inches. So I'm going to measure down 23 inches from my, that's from the top line because this top line is where my waist is or what I'll use as my waist. So I'm going to measure 23 inches. So this is my waistline, this is my hip line, and then this is my knee line. You can also go and measure the ankle and the floor length if you wish. All right. Now I'm going to get my hip measurement and divide it by 4. So the hip here I have is 37 inches. I'm going to divide 37 by 4. So I have 9.25 and then I'm going to take that measurement here, 9.25, and mark. I'm taking the measurement from the center front and the center back. Also, I'm going to rule a straight line up to the waistline. I'll continue the line to my knee line. Okay, now I have this. That's the square for my skirt ready. This is my hip measurement all the way down. If you're making a longer skirt pattern, you can just extend the line, but I'm fine with the knee length. So I'm going to mark my dot line, which is 3.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 3.5 inches all the way to the hip line and rule a straight line. And then for the back, I'm going to use 4 inches. So rule a straight line. Okay, so now I'm going to determine my dots. Since I already have my dots line here and my dots line here, so to determine the dots, I'm going to use half hip minus half waist. So my half hip is that's 37 divided by 2. That's 18.5. So half hip is 18.5, and my half waist is 29. So divided by 2 is 14.5. 14.5. I'm going to subtract 14.5 from 18.5. That is, I'm going to subtract the half waist from the half hip, or hip measurement minus half waist, which is 4 inches. Now that 4 inches is the excess that I'm going to remove from the waist to determine or to like get the waist to fit. So to do that, I'm going to divide that 4 inches in these spaces, that is on my center back, in my that line for the center back, and then my side at the back. And do the same thing at the front. I'm going to subtract it from here and here. All right. So um usually the waist is 10 inches smaller than the hip. So, but this person is a bit smaller. That's why her total subtraction is 4 inches. But you can have up to 5 inches or 5.5. So, when you have that, it will be easier to divide it on this place. That means you get maybe whole numbers, if you understand what I'm saying. But for this person, she's a bit smaller. So, I'm going to divide that 4.5 or 4 inches here. That means the measurements I'm going to take will be smaller. But the first thing I'm going to do is remove 1 inch from this side. So 1 inch here and 1 inch here. So I'm going to um, connect that using my hip shaping ruler. We have a side seam. So this is 2 inches out of the 4 inches that we're removing. Then for the front, I'm going to remove 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch. So let's start from here. Of course, okay. So this is from here to here is 1 inch. 3/8 of an inch is 1, 2, 3. So that means it's not up to half an inch. That's 1 centimeter. It's not up to half an inch. So to get 3/8 of an inch, I'm going to use 1, 2, this mark. So my front is 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter. I'm going to mark that. Then the length, for the length, I usually go up 1.5 inches from the hip line. So 1.5. And then I'm going to connect that. And then at the back, that means I'm left with 1.25. So you see the back dart is usually bigger than the front dart. If I was doing with a bigger measurement, I could take in up to 2 inches at the back and then just 1 inch at the front, then take 1.2 at the sides. It depends on how you want to break up or divide the excess. So for the back, I'm going to use uh that's I'm going to use 6 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to use 5/8 of an inch. Because the remaining is 1.25. So that remaining excess that I want to remove from the waist is 5/8 of an inch or 0.625. I'm going to show you that measurement again here. So this is 1 inch. So 5/8 of an inch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, this mark, that is a little over half an inch. So for the back, I'm using 5/8 of an inch and I'm going to mark that here. So I'm also going to connect that line. I go up about 1 inch or 6/8 or 0.75 and then connect that. All right, and there's something I like to do. I'm going to take away 1 centimeter from this center back just to give it a little bit of shape, just 1 centimeter. And you can also increase your back dart or your waist, your side shaping at the side to more than 1 inch. Sometimes I use up to 1.25 for the shaping, depending on how small the waist is and how big the hip is. So from this place, I'm going to remove 1 centimeter and I'm just going to connect that to my hip. Okay, we're almost done. Now the last thing I'm going to do is shape the front and the back. So for the front, I'm going to go down half an inch, or you can go down 1 centimeter. I'm going to go down half an inch because this person doesn't really have tummy. And then for the back, I'm going to increase this. I'm going to mark 1 centimeter because I don't want it to be shaped too much. So I'm going to mark 1 centimeter. That's at the center back. I'm going to use the ruler to shape it on the side seam. So okay. All right, that is why I removed. It's for this dart, I took in. I measured 3.5, and then here I measured 4 inches. So that 4 inches is so that the dart is not too close to the center back because of the shaping that is here. And like I said, usually I would take in half an inch, but since I'm not taking half an inch here, it's going to make up for that extra half. That is the 4 instead of 3.5 that has been taken out, and that way the dart won't be too close to the center back. I hope that makes sense. This is it. This is how I get my basic skirt pattern. Like I said, if your excess is more, you're going to divide it even more. Just let your center front dart or your front dart be half an inch on both sides, that's 1 inch, and then your back size, if possible, should be up to 2 inches wide. That's 1 inch on both sides, depending on the excess you have. If not, just try and share it in smaller bits so that it goes round, and then the skirt is going to have a better shape fitting on the client. So from this pattern, that's why I can do all sorts of styles that I need to do for a skirt. So I hope this tutorial was easy for you to understand. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write it in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Imagine if I was not recording since waste of time. Waste of some time.